am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman!
Greetings, children of the screen. Your friendly neighborhood nerd scum here once again, coming at you with another edition of The Batman I Believe In, the Bat-centric show where we talk about anything and everything as long as it pertains to the Cape Crusader. And today we're going to be talking about the 2020 Toy Fair reveals of the DC Multiverse figures from Mcfarlane, specifically the stuff from Batman White Knight. And here's a look at some of those right here. Now, the first thing I'm going to say, if you're familiar with my previous videos, I really have not been a fan of the Mcfarlane DC Multiverse toys that have been coming out. There's lots of problems all the way down the way. I'm not going to go into it now. You can go check those videos out if you'd like to hear my many numerous complaints on those. But the first thing I will say about these, they don't look awful. They don't look like a dumpster fire like the previous couple of waves. These, the sculpting at very least on them, actually looks really good. In these reveals, we got not only the Batman White Knight figures that were revealed, we have a Batman, a Joker in his Gotham City Police Department vest from the climax of that, and then we're also getting an Azrael from The Curse of the White Knight, the current book that's been coming out in that universe, which that is really cool. That is a very new book, and those are very new versions of those characters, so I do have to give it up to Mcfarlane Toys for giving us those so fast. In the previous waves, we got the Batman Who Laughs, which again was cool for them to give us that new character that's very popular so quickly. I'm not crazy about a lot of the things about that figure, but they did that, and that is something that the other toy lines have definitely struggled with, is giving us like the newest, hottest thing from the comics or from newest pieces of media. Now, not as new, but equally cool, is that we're also getting a Batman from one of the Arkham series, as well as a Joker from that series. The sculpt on them look very good. Now again, this has nothing to do with the articulation. I'm simply looking at the sculpts on these and appreciating how much better they are. Specifically the Batman White Knight ones. Now, those characters are very highly stylized, done in one artist's particular style, and they did a very good job of bringing those likenesses to the characters. Much better than they did with almost any of the characters from their first couple of waves of these figures. And people have been telling me, oh yeah, well don't worry, they're going to get better. And it's like, I've always known they were going to get better. Because they would have to, because the others were such garbage. But again, I'm not going to, like, hold the past against this wave of toys. These look really cool. Now let's talk real fast about articulation, because while I'm talking and saying that the sculpting looks real cool, as you look at these figures, you will notice some similar issues with articulation from the stuff from the previous waves. So, on the bigger characters from Batman White Knight, now they did fix what seems to be like the curvature of the arms that they had on the animated Batman and Superman, but they're using those same kind of joints in there. Specifically on the Batman and the Azrael, those are not going to get more than 90 degrees. Like, even if we get 90 degrees, and you can still see like the little gears sticking out of the elbow. It's really hideous. And maybe it'll work a little bit better with those characters since there's a lot more detail in their armor and stuff like that, but from the pictures it's not looking good. Same is to be said with the Arkham Batman. Like, there's a pretty good shot here which shows his arm bending. I think that's about as much as we're going to get. Also, with most of the Batmans, you still have the problem of the way that the shoulders are put together, and then the capes that hang over the shoulders is definitely going to restrict your articulation on that figure quite a bit. I'm also seeing that these are going to be the same knee joints, which are functional for the most part, but they're incredibly ugly when you try to pose them. And, you know, it's just a series of these things. Obviously, from these photos, it's more hard to tell, like, really what you're going to get out of the head and the ankles and stuff like that. But I will say that I feel that the kind of joints that they use for their ankles and their wrists have been incorporated into this wave of figures much better than the previous ones. Even the Joker, which since he's such a skinny, spindly character, I was kind of worried about it. And it does look like on the Sean Gordon Murphy White Knight Joker that you will get the double-jointed elbow that's actually going to function. Again, it looks a little weird, but I think that's okay. So, guys, what are my overall final thoughts on this particular kind of reveal? I'm actually kind of optimistic. Now, here's the thing. I don't think these will be highly posable figures. I think that you can technically pose them in some interesting ways, probably, but I don't think they're going to look very good when you pose them. However, especially for the stuff from White Knight, which I'm a big fan of, yes, I will pay $25 for this piece of plastic because it is beautifully sculpted, and even if he's just standing stationary on my shelf, it will look good. So yeah, I'm going to be getting those. That's all there is to it. And I'll probably even try some of the Arkham ones. You know, that Arkham Joker looks really cool. So, you know, if this is going to be the standardized progression where they're going to be giving us a lot more kind of unique stuff and newer stuff, and they're actually going to be putting this kind of effort into the sculpting, then yes, I think that, like, for the price point that they are, this is going to do a little bit better. But again, we're going to have to wait and get them in hand and see how bad that articulation is, because, man, on those other ones, like, it was just a dumpster fire, man. Like, everything about them, dumpster fire. And with these, who knows? But, you know, if nothing else, it'll be a beautiful $25 plastic statue, right? Anyway, guys, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. If you like this video, please leave a like and share it with some friends. Also, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you can check out all the bat-tastic content I'll have coming out in the future. Thank you very much, children of the screen. Hope you all have a good one. Nerd scum.